having a look at what you may know already, and I discussed very, very quickly, and that's energy deficit. So that's when you're burning more than what you're eating. Everyone's familiar with that principle. Your metabolic rate slows down, and there's two reasons for this. The first is starvation method. So when your body has less food than what it requires, it goes, well, I've got to maintain my weight, because your body likes stationary. It likes staying still. So to push it one way or another, you really need to give it a big kick. Okay? So when you do reduce your eating down, your body will start going, okay, I need to match my output for the amount of energy that's coming in. So you'll start burning less and less fuel. And you can see there on the graph, just the third to the right, you can see that often you'll find that weight loss starts very quickly and then slows down over time. Is everyone familiar with sort of that? They maybe start with their weight loss quite quickly and then it tapers off, okay? So a lot of this research is about reinvigorating that weight loss speed, okay? The other reason for why you might slow down is that when you lose weight, you probably, depending on your habits, you might lose a little bit of muscle and you'll also lose some fat. Now, if you've got a smaller engine, you're going to burn less fuel. Okay? So not only does your body try and readjust its metabolic rate and slow down, you're also decreasing your engine size, so you're burning less fuel. Does that make sense? Because the size of your body determines how much fuel you burn. Okay? Particularly your muscle mass. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So the new discovery, or the newly researched something, is that if you can refeed yourself for 2 weeks and look for a weight maintenance after some loss, it actually speeds your metabolism back up. Okay? So you're going along at, let's say, 1,000 calorie a day diet, you've lost weight and it's slowly starting to slow down, the speed at which you lose weight. Most of that's due to your metabolism slowing down. So what this research did was that they then calculated how much does this person need to maintain their weight and no longer lose weight. So they increased food intake for 2 weeks and they stopped weight loss. Then they reinstated the old diet, and their initial weight loss speed picked back up. So what happens there, your metabolism slowed right down, 2 weeks of enough food to provide enough energy for your body to maintain weight, and your metabolism goes, right, now I can speed back up because I've got plenty of fuel. So it picks back up, then you go back onto your diet again, and you've got that really high metabolic rate, and then you can bring the weight loss down again. Does that make sense? So that's the main gist of it. And there's a few, and you can see the graph down the bottom. The red line is the weight loss with the stability, then weight loss and the stability. You can see the jagged lines, whereas the blue is your normal kind of weight loss pattern. Now, while you might lose more weight initially with the blue line, over time, the consistency of your weight loss will be much, much better if you're sort of fluctuating between calorie restriction and then equal calorie intake. Does that make sense? Okay. So, good details about it. Sometimes diets can feel like an absolute marathon. Like you are constantly restricting yourself and you're doing it for an indefinite amount of periods because you don't know when you're going to hit your goal weight. That's a big issue. So what this does, it really breaks up the mental side of the diet as well. You're not constantly having to decrease the amount of food that you're eating, which is a big mental break for you. Secondly, larger and more consistent weight changes is a big one, which I sort of said before. And you can combine it with exercise for added effect. So just like we were saying over here, trying to institute every kind of change at once, sometimes you could really hammer the diet for a couple of weeks, and then during that period of when you're refeeding, that's when you could start increasing your exercise. So you're only doing one at a time, or you can just continue doing exercise throughout, okay? The big part about this is the accuracy, because if you go back into that refeeding period and go away to a festival somewhere and eat and drink to your heart's desire, you may put on what you've lost. So it's important to get a rough estimation of what indeed you are burning each day and to be tracking that over time. And that's where, I guess, expertise, where calorie counting comes in, and I guess that's where a good meal plan for you can help as well, and that's something that I can help you with. So the accuracy is very important, and doing this fluctuation of weight loss and then refeeding, it's not compulsory. You don't have to do it. but we do know that you get this effect of re-energising that metabolism. But some people quite happily chug their way down kilo by kilo and sometimes even speed up as they go along. So there is a bit of variation for people. You don't have to do it, but it's nice to know you can have a break and it's not going to damage your overall effect. The big thing as well is that this can also help with that mental state of, what if I jump off the wagon for a couple of weeks? Well, if your weight loss stops and you're off the wagon for a little bit, you can go back into the plan knowing that you're going to have a higher running metabolism. So sometimes going off the plan is a good thing. But the limiting thought sometimes that stops people going back is, well, I tried it, it didn't work. I couldn't sustain it. Well, this kind of plan helps you know that you've only got to do it in 2-week blocks. It means that you can come back to it at any stage, knowing that if you've not been losing weight, your metabolism's running a little bit higher. Okay, so that's a positive thing as well.